Do you want to learn how to fix your credit for free? You've come to the right place. How do you fix your credit score for free? Do you want to own your own home, but you're afraid because you have a low credit score, it'll never happen for you? Well, you come to the right place. You see, the problem is today, most people don't understand the credit game. And if you don't understand the game, how can you play to win? In this video, I'll show you 6 powerful credit strategies that when implemented will begin boosting your credit score immediately. And over time, you'll see a drastic improvement. I'll take you step by step so you feel empowered and not victimized by your credit score. Let's get started. Number 1, know the playing field. There are 3 credit reporting agencies, CRAs, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They report millions of data points per hour and are not always accurate. Because of this, the federal government, in this case, the Federal Trade Commission, has mandated some consumer protection policies and laws that once you know them, you can start using this to your advantage immediately. For example, a number of years ago, they mandated that every U.S. citizen has a right to seeing their credit report yearly. Now, the one government-sanctioned place where you can get your own credit report without gimmicks is www.annualcreditreport.com. They won't give you your score for free, but they'll give you your report for free. And for now, that's all we're looking for. We want to see accuracy, and we want to find ways that we can use this to improve our score. Success strategy number 2. Pull your free credit report with all 3 bureaus and then dispute everything inaccurate. The reality is you can dispute everything inaccurate, and it's on the bureaus to actually, the burden of proof is on the bureaus in order for them to prove that it's accurate, and oftentimes they can't. When I first pulled my credit report 20 years ago, I was reported deceased. It kind of freaked me out by one of the bureaus. Of course, I fixed it right away. So you need to do the same. Look at the report carefully and start analyzing it and disputing anything that is inaccurate. If it's a little thing, dispute it online, like inaccurate addresses, which can drag your score down. If it's something more important, then certified mail and a notarized letter has better traction. We have addresses that you can send them to, that you can email me if you want to as well. If you'd like a copy of a dispute letter that I've sent successfully out with my clients, then email me at ginger@sellyourbayareahome.com, and I'll be happy to send that over to you immediately. Success strategy number 3. Look carefully at that credit report. Are your balances under 30% of your credit line? If not, work to getting them under the 50% mark, and then eventually under the 30% mark. Make it a game. There's 2 ways to do it. One, by paying down your credit that you owe. The other one is continually and periodically asking for a raise, an increase in your line of credit. Not necessarily to spend more, but this way your ratio spread gets better. Owing $3,000 on a $15,000 line of credit is better than owing $3,000 on a $10,000 line of credit, because your ratio gets even stronger. Basically, you're telling the CRAs that you have a ton of money available to you and you don't need it. We all know that the banks love giving money to people who don't need it, and the credit scoring agencies will reflect that. Success strategy number 4. This only applies if you don't have credit or haven't been able to get credit. Go to your local bank and get a secured credit card, or go to a department store and get a department store card. But over time, start trading up for higher quality credit as soon as possible. A secured credit card is fairly straightforward. You go to your bank, you give them $250, maybe $1,000, whatever you can, and you ask them for a secured line of credit. You start using this right away like a credit card, because it is a credit card, and this gets you the habit of only using the amount of credit you have available. Be sure to pay it off not only at the end of the month, but also make sure that your bank reports this to the credit bureaus, because this will start the process of giving you a good credit score. After you do this, in 2 to 3 months, start applying for some Visas, MasterCards, and other credit cards until you get accepted. Keep playing the game until you do. A quick note on quality of credit. A mortgage is considered a high quality credit. A department store card is considered low quality credit. So for example, experience has shown that people with a lot of department store cards that are maxed out have lower credit than people with one mortgage, one car payment, and maybe 2 Visa, like a Visa and a MasterCard. Those people tend to have higher credit. Your goal, if you're playing the credit game to win, is to be in the winner's box. So you start trading up for higher quality credit as soon as possible and shredding the lower quality ones, while simultaneously disputing all errors. Now, success strategy number 5. Don't ever close a credit card unless, of course, it has an onerous annual fee that you don't want to pay. Just shred the card and then monitor it, because as we mentioned before, banks love it when you have credit available, you have money available, and you're not using it, because that means that you have a solid financial standing. Credit Ninja tip. If you're playing to bump up your credit score each month, then making 2 payments every month can actually bump up your score, as long as you do so before the deadline. It's like getting a gold star in your report card. So for example, if your minimum payment is $100, making 2 payments of $50 per month will do better for you than just paying the one. It's showing the credit agencies that you're really on top of paying things. And an even better idea is not only to put that on autopilot, but of course if you can make the minimum payment on the 15th, for example, and before the due date, pay off the entire card by the end of due date. That's even better. So just something that'll help to rapidly pull your credit score up. That's a very powerful strategy that I've used myself, and I've had other people use it, and they've noticed a definite difference. Advanced strategy. If you want to improve your credit quickly, but you have a derogatory that is just sticking on there no matter how much you dispute it, you may be able to successfully pay it down with your creditor pennies on the dollar. We recently did this with a person who wanted to buy a new home, but this needed to come off their credit in order to let him get his dream home. We were able to negotiate 40% off of the original note value, and his credit score went from 640 to 690 in less than a month. So that's an advanced strategy. Keep that in mind. Success strategy number 5. Apply for a mortgage when you're close to finishing a car payment and you have 2 credit cards that have that magic 30% ratio on them. You don't always have to have this perfect, but experience has shown over time that the closer you can get to that magic formula, the better off you will be. If you have other cards, keep them balanced to a very minimum or 0, and that will advance you further, but do not close them off. This is a nice formula for success. But again, if you're not there yet, don't worry. You have a way to get there now. So now that you have these 5, even 6 ninja tips to help you to improve your credit score, even if you're starting off with a low credit score, I've seen it dozens of times where people's credit scores can jump up exponentially. The most I've seen was 80 points in about a month and a half. So we've seen this happen. You're not alone. If you have a low credit score, you can raise that into the 700s by playing the game to win. If you found these helpful tips valuable to you, click the subscribe button below. And of course, feel free to email me directly at ginger@sellyourbayareahome.com if you have any further questions. Thanks.